Hello, and welcome to Beyond Common Business Secrets, where we dive deep into strategies and tips to help even the most ambitious female entrepreneurs thrive in their business. We're talking about thriving, not merely surviving and just going through the motions. We want to see you be that standout that shines bright above. So I'm your host, Tracy Watts-Serino, and today we have an episode that is packed with valuable insights on a topic that's really close to every business owner's heart. I talk to so many female business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs on a weekly basis. And the one topic that comes up all the time is time management. So we are diving in. And the where I want to start is like looking at it through the lens of like the time crunch, right? Like we all know that as female entrepreneurs, time is this precious resource. Our days can be filled with a juggling act of managing client sessions, leading your team, making sure that all the standard operating procedures are learned and followed within your business operations. We are constantly juggling to create content, navigate the complexities of marketing and growth. But what if I told you you could save 10 hours or more per week and still market your business effectively? Well, one of the major strategies that is very powerful is the power of strategic time blocking. So one of the key strategies in really figuring out how to save yourself 10 hours or more per week, right? It's like one of these things like when we want to dive into truly mastering our time, I always look at it like it's not just mastering for the sake, like what's the result of it? So if we can deliver strategies that will save you 10 hours or more per week, can I get an amen? Yes, yes. So that's what we're diving into. So one of the most powerful things that I have ever done to completely transform my time mastering is really looking at time blocking. So if you can imagine having dedicated time slots for here's where my client work is, like these are all the hours I dedicate to working with servicing clients, or if you are somebody that sells like a tangible product, this is the time block for working on that. So if you can look at it through this lens of here's the dedicated time for doing my client work, where I work either one-to-one with clients in a group setting, or I work on the products that I then sell my clients. Then crafting another area on your time block that's for your content creation. And then another area that is for your marketing. And then another area that would be for, managing your systems. And then another area for leading your team. So I like to look at this like it's sort of like having a personalized roadmap for your week. So be sure to stick around because later in the episode, I'm going to share how to implement this strategy and reclaim those lost hours. Because oftentimes when we're just like going in a circle, we're being more reactive than proactive. When you implement a strategic time blocking strategy, this is a game changer that really creates so much more time, space, and freedom. So we're going to really dive into that. Then the next area that is really about saving time is looking at your business through this lens. You want to be creating irresistible offers, right? For time and profitability. So within your business, you want to make sure that whatever offer you're creating for your clients, that it is going to allow you to be profitable. So when we look at it like this, it's like, if you said, hey, I'm going to run out and go to every single person's house. I have a client that is a health coach, and she could go out to every single one of her clients and take them by the hand and go shopping with them, making sure that their pantry and their refrigerator is stocked with all the best healthy fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. She could do that. Or she could create a guide, or she could create like a group environment where it's like, take me shopping with you. So it's really important that if you're doing something that is such high level, that it is a situation where you know with all certainty that that is something that is irresistible to your clients. When something's irresistible, they're willing to pay more. When it's not irresistible, but it's taking you so much time and your clients are not willing to pay more for it, you're already starting out of the gate as like a time waster, a time sucker, and it's going to mess with your profits. So really think about how to design your offers that you not only save time, but you boost your profits. So I want you to think about it through this lens of, how can I craft an irresistible offer that is really in alignment with what your dream clients like needs? When you do that, it's a game changer. So if you stay tuned till the end, I will share some actionable steps to transform your offerings and really, really dive into this, because this is an area that when you get this right, you will save yourself so much time, money, and energy, and then open up the floodgates to allow more money and wealth creation to flow towards you. So that is why that one's super important. Another really effective strategy for saving 10 hours or more per week is to look at streamlining technology for effortless marketing and business like systems management. If you can look at it through this lens of really thinking about how technology can either be a time saver or a time waster. So, if you can think about how you can streamline your tech stack for effortless marketing, from your social media to your client management to, does everyone know where all the training videos are and your standard operating procedures? We can explore more user-friendly tools that can really revolutionize the way you do business. And we've actually created a guide that is called, the guide is actually called time saving. It's called Time Saving Strategies Checklist for Female Business Owners. And I'll make sure we include that in the show notes, but it can walk you through how to really implement these into your business so that you are not just merely getting through the day, right? We're not like struggling and powering through. We're literally moving from that survival part of our brain into thriving. The more that we can come at all the things that we do in business from a standpoint of really thriving, the more energy that's going to be around your business, right? The more people will want to work with you. That's going to help save you time, because you're going to be able to attract the right partnerships, the right people to strategically collaborate with. You're going to attract the best team members that believe in your mission and vision, that want to work with you. So the more you can look at it, that we're streamlining all of this. So technology is meant to be a tool. So I'm like, the first thing I like to do with my one-on-one clients is ask them, what technology are you currently using that is making your life easier? right? What technology are you currently using that is making your life easier? And if you're right now in a place that you can write that down, amazing, write it down. If you are not in a place that you can write this down, I want you to save this episode and mark it so that you can go back and answer these questions. And then write it either in your notebook or share it with us on social media. When you ask yourself this question of, where am I using technology that is saving me time? That is a huge thing. And then if you're like, well, I'm really not, then the next question to ask yourself is, what technology have I been thinking about implementing, but I haven't done it because I'm afraid? Like, so many of the clients I work with have this technology phobia, and they may have been thinking about doing something or trying something, but they're afraid. So when you write it down and you can see it, it doesn't have control over you anymore. So it stops kind of owning and controlling you. And some of the easiest places to start are, it's like, what technology are you using to send out weekly emails to your customers? What technology are you using to track how many new clients you have in your business every week? Like, what type of CRM? What is attracting? Like, are you getting referrals from one particular place? Are you getting referrals because of a networking event that you go to? Are they referrals from specific clients? So there are many things that the more that we can automate, it could be, I'm getting the most referrals into my business from this blog post that I created 2 years ago. Well, maybe it's time to give it an update and really get even more search engine optimization on it and see how far you can really take it. So by knowing what technology is most useful to you in your business, that is how you can really revolutionize. Like, I'll give you an example. When I first got started with social media marketing, we had to do everything by hand and in the moment. And I used to say, oh, I wish I could just automate this. I wish I could just like create this and automate it. And so the minute that they started having auto schedulers, it was like, oh, heaven, like my prayers and dreams were answered. So we use a lot of auto schedulers within our business, and then we add to it like in the moment stuff. So that's a huge area that allows you to market freely without feeling like you are constantly having to be like engaged every minute and showing up on social media every minute of the day. So that is a huge game changer. And I can link in the show notes some of our favorites that you can try. And I think we have a few different like links that allow you to get deals on, on the different technologies that we use. I know the list of them is all included in the time saving strategies checklist. So if you download that, they'll all be in there, because the thing is that when you decide to implement any type of technology into your business, it needs to save you time, and then in turn that does save you money, right? So often, like, if you're going to be shelling out money to pay for the software, we need to see right where it's going to give us back our time and make us money to make it worth it. It's like anything else. Like, we want to make sure it's a positive on our line of, it's like, maybe it's an expense, but where does it become a profit generator for us? So we want to look at it through that lens. Then another area that is super, super important when it comes to time-saving strategies is something that you may be overlooking. And this is breaking through any of your limiting beliefs. So, what if the biggest obstacle to your time management isn't actually external? Yeah. What if it's internal? The thing is oftentimes it is. We do a lot of myth busting around limiting beliefs because we know so often that these are the things holding you back. with a slight mindset shift. I wonder if I can say that 3 times fast. So with a slight and subtle mindset shift, you can make these 10 hours that you're getting back feel like a gift, right? Like when you really look at this through the lens of, I'm going to take these 10 hours I'm getting back and use them as the gift they are to really design my life and business around what really truly lights me up. Like what brings you the most joy? What makes you the most happy? Because business is, I know I've said this before, and I think I originally got this from Tony Robbins, but business is a spiritual game, right? It's like, it should be fun. It should align you with who you are, your purpose, your heart and soul. And oftentimes we might be unaware of what limiting beliefs are coming up for us. So this is where working with an accountability partner, a coach, being part of a group where you've given people permission to call you out on where you have roadblocks, where they might see that you're playing with some limiting beliefs. And this is one of those things where you give certain people you know, like, and trust in this way permission to help you bust through those limiting beliefs. In no way am I saying to allow everyone in your life to have access to this. For some people that are in your life, it's like a no-fly zone, and you don't need this type of criticism from them. And that's cool to have a clear boundary as long as you're not creating like the Berlin Wall of giving yourself a prison, right? So the thing is that you want to look at this through the lens of, okay, I am all about busting through and creating things that are more in alignment for me. And I want these 10 hours I'm gaining back to be a gift rather than a struggle. So what could that look like? And that is really some of the most benefit of working really closely with an accountability partner, working with a business, growth and development coach, or even being part of a group where you're really putting your business under the microscope and figuring out what's best for the next steps for you. And then the other major strategy that will save you tons of time throughout the week for your business is really crafting a clear message that resonates with your dream clients. So when we cut through all the noise in our marketing efforts, it is so strategically aligned, because in the end, it's not like we don't need to be more busy. It's about being strategically effective. So we don't need to create 10 new things. We need to be crystal clear on what that messaging looks like that's really going to align with our clients and bring them powerful results. Like when we run around chasing after everything and everyone, we end up kind of mucking the waters, and then we're not really for anyone. So I want you to think really clear, like why this is important, because if you waste all your time and energy creating 10 different things, then when the client that's willing to pay you the most money, that you're most aligned with, is ready to hire you, you're going to be too busy chasing after all these all these low income things that have made you exhausted. And now you're not operating from the highest level of energy that your dream client is excited to work with you. Like you could end up like really turning them off. So really think about when it comes to getting and maximizing the time that you have, like say if you have 40 hours, great, that you're going to dedicate to your business, then you want to make sure you really have mapped out what it's going to look like. So I know that we've covered some incredible strategies today that will help you save precious hours. It'll help you save so much time in those precious hours while still being able to market your business effectively. But the learning doesn't stop here. So I want you to head over to beyondcommoncoaching.com /slash strategies checklist. And download the 5 time saving strategies checklist. It's a step-by-step guide tailored for all of our female entrepreneurs and listeners that are either authors, coaches, speakers that live in that health, wellness, and intuitive beauty space. So we are so excited that you've been here for Beyond Common Business Secrets. And remember that we're not just here to survive, but we're here to really, really thrive. And one of the ways we can thrive is really, like, if you implement just step 1 of what we talked about today, that is going to give you a maximum impact, right? If you can really look at it through the power of strategic time blocking, really get clear on, say, if you are somebody that's going to work 4 days a week, then map out the 4 biggest things that you're going to work out. If you are somebody that works 5 days a week, then map out 5 different sort of buckets for that. So this is one way of doing it. And we dive even more into time blocking inside. We have an on-demand training for you anytime. It's very low cost, but it's called Goal Getting. And it really walks you through diving even deeper into the time blocking. But for a short, quick way to do it, it's like, you want to be really clear. It's like, you want to first figure out, how many hours do I have to dedicate to this? Where am I most productive? Like, if you're somebody that is really, really creative in the morning, then maybe you want to block out your creative time. So whether that is creative for new things you're designing, content creation, emails you're writing, anytime, like when you know you're most creative, then you put those on your calendar at that time. If you know that you need a certain amount of energy when you're doing your face-to-face client sessions, then you want to make sure that a time block is within that. So that is super huge. And then so often when it comes to growing and scaling our business or time saving, marketing is something that we're like, wait to do last. So I encourage you to put marketing on your time blocking calendar as something that is non-negotiable. Now, what you do within this marketing framework, that can be changed. Like, is it that you're recording videos that you're going to post on social media? Are you writing emails? Are you a guest on someone else's podcast, but then you're going to share it? So that's going to help you market your business and theirs. Are you creating a new contest that you're running within your brick and mortar store that you do business in? So there are many different ways to use this marketing time block, but I encourage you, put it on your calendar. I use Google Calendar, and I black everything out in color coded stuff. Like, we have a certain color that's dedicated to what I call like my content creation, another color that's dedicated to client work, another color that's for marketing, another color that is for like recharge and renewal. Like, I put my recharge and renewal, like things I'm going to do for self-care, self-love, like self-development, that type of stuff, because that really nourishes my heart and soul. So I never want to forget that. And then I also put time blocks on my calendar for time with family. So that is a simple strategy that you can see what's best in alignment. And I encourage you to look at this through the lens of like, try it and see what works best for you. Some people like to do a little bit each day. Like, okay, I'll do an hour of this, an hour of this, an hour of this, and they'll map it out Monday through Friday. Other people love to work in what I call day tight compartments. And I think I fall more into this because of my creative brain. I have 2 solid days a week that I do all of my client work. So that works best for how I show up and serve. So it depends what you find about yourself. Like, how does time blocking work best for you? So when you know those things, it's a lot easier to map out your calendar. And if you've never thought about it through this lens, I encourage you to just pick one way to start and and just try it and see what happens. And like I said, if you need even more help with this, download our free guide that is called the 5 Time Saving Strategies Checklist for Female Business Owners. And if you need even more help, you can sign up today. It's a training on demand that is all about goal, it's all about goal getting. We don't want to just set goals, we want to actually achieve them and get results. So that will walk you through even more ways that you can do some time blocking. So as always, we are so grateful for you to be here joining us on Beyond Common Business Secrets. And if you would be so kind, we really appreciate when you share in the comments where you're listening to this podcast episode, what your thoughts are, what it inspired you to do, and reach out to us on social media at TracyWattsCirino.com. And Tracy is TracyWattsCirino.com. We are so grateful for you, and we cannot wait to see you on the next one. Have the most beyond common kind of day. Take care.